just a poor boy from Liverpool. I'm just a poor boy from Liverpool.
Good evening, everyone. It's free for all tonight. Talk about whatever you want. Get a thing off your chest. If you've got something on your chest, just get it off you. I've got a couple of things, actually, and one of them's football. And I'm fuming over it, actually. Fuming. Anyway, it's good evening. I just want to thank my sponsors there who sponsor every Frank Carlyle podcast. Everything from football just to everything. Just to this. Free for all tonight. And tomorrow night, current affairs. So, everything. If you know anybody who's an NHS worker, tell them that there is special discounts if they want to do any decorating. Tell them not to do it. Get these people in. That's well worth the while rather than struggle. And any elderly, if you know any elderly, and they're wanting to decorate, tell them to get these people in. Even if you don't, not one of these, you don't fit into their categories. Just call them. Tell them to give you the price without any obligation. That's Gap Paint Services, the sponsors of every single podcast that I do, every one of them. They're really nice people, and they've been sponsoring me for ages, a few years now, because without them we couldn't do this show, being honest. I'm being honest with you. So they're good people, and they've stuck with us. So anyway, let's see. And there I am. Hello. It's just can I just go for me water, please? I'm sorry, I won't be one second. I forgot all about it. I'm going to get ready to die. Won't be a minute. Sorry about that. Forgot all about it. Anyway, there we are, we're back. And I'll just see what he's up here saying. Myra. Hiya, Myra. Hi, Frank and friends. Hiya, Myra. It's lovely, Myra. Oh, the South African girl. The Woodmaster. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's wet with lovely rain. It's rained. Hallelujah, it's raining. Amen. Yeah, raining men. Remember that song? It's raining men. Doesn't rain women, does it? It only rains men. And let's see. Like and subscribe, please. Thank you so much. And Phil. Hi, Frank and chatters. Hiya, Phil. Good evening, Don Franco. And chat says, Mr. B, you'll never walk alone. And hashtag 97. Never forget the 97. Thank you, Mr. B. Thank you. And Edward says, hello, Myra, the Scottish South African. Scottish South African? Is she Scottish? And Edward, hello, Frank and chat. Hiya, Edward. Good to see you, mate. And Frank, really slow in the transfer market. This Barcola deal is going on too long. Talking about that in a moment. And Mr. B says, my missus has something on her chest. I can't get. No answer to that. Mrs. B. Lovely. And the Woodmaster, FSG's last stand to sell our Scouse lad. Born and bred, this is why I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. I really am. I'm fuming at it. I've grown up, most probably you have as well, Woodmaster. There's always been a Scouser on our side. See, what people tend to forget, I'm talking about outsiders, you know. I really am. Talking about outsiders. And since even the back end of the season before, when we were playing terrible, and if Curtis Jones was playing, he became the scapegoat. And all through last season, he was scapegoated all the time. Under the Dutch cheese fella, who had everyone playing badly. Even Mo Salah, one of our greatest players of all time is Mo Salah. They were having a go at him. Short memories, because he called him out. And I know a couple of lads, Liverpool lads on podcasts, you know, and I never had a go, I just put them straight about Mo Salah. Because they said, oh, you shouldn't have said that, you know. Well, you say they were coming out, he should never have said, this is the Brentford game, if you remember. One of the final games of the season, and he called him out in the November, called him out then. And I said, and what are you calling him for? Mo Salah, one of our greatest players, who won us the league last season. That's what I said on the pod. Tut, tut, tut. So really, I've got no time for that now. Anyone calling, you know, a great player like him. And then Curtis Jones going. Curtis, he never mentions anything about him, but, you know, I'm so sad, you know. I've grew up with Scousers in the team. I'll even name them. I grew up when the likes of Ian Callaghan, Chris Lawler, Jerry Byrne, Tommy Schmidt, all playing in our team in the 60s. Very successful team under the Shanks. And then you go through the 80s, 70s, a game with loads of Scousers. Know what I mean? These are lads who gave everything for Liverpool. Phil Tommel, Terry McDermott. These are Scouse lads. Carlyle played for Yonks. Carlyle went through the 60s, 70s and 80s. Incredible player. A million games he played for us. Scouser. The Scouse mentality, that's missing now. It's missing. And this is what people don't understand. You know that I embrace all our fans. Whether all our fans who support us, whether they're here in this country or abroad, I embrace them. but I don't embrace the people who have criticised and scapegoated Curtis Jones. I seen one comment yesterday saying, oh, his attitude. Well, let me fucking tell you about attitudes. Don't you think he's got fucking family saying, have you noticed what these are saying about you? And fucking Sir Bosley giving the armband to fucking Costas. But I don't blame, I did blame him. I was fucking fuming at him. But I blame Areola, because if you're changing into you're changing the armband, you must be told who to give it to by the manager. And he must have said, give it to Costas. He must have done. He fucking must have done. And then, people are saying, look what he did. He was moaning over the armband. Fucking right, because he's the senior fucking player on the pitch. And Costas had just been out for a fucking loan and come back. The fucking armband was given to him, captain. I know it was only pre-season, but it was shocking, that. A shocking decision. That's one thing off my chest. And Mr. B, our transfer negotiations are shocking this summer. And Mr. B, Jones to Milan is terrible. Yes, it is. It is, Mr. B. I'm fuming over it. I was talking to our kids, and I said, what do you think of Jones going? This is last night. And I phoned him up, and he said, it's sad. It's sad. He's 25, he's experienced, and he's a homegrown player. I want to know, I really want to know who's fucking selling him. I'm bringing in Areola because he must have been asked, who are the players you want? Now, don't forget what I said just a minute or so ago. It must have been Areola who told Sir Bosley, when I bring you off, give the armband to Costas. It must have been. Nobody else. So that reinforces what I'm thinking. I'll find out. I'll get me a little source. He's on holiday. I'll get me a little source and ask what the score was about that. Most probably I'm right, to be honest. Where football's concerned about my fucking club. Don't forget, I'm a fucking Scouser. We talk, you get the vibes. But you get fucking people throughout the country calling the lad for everything. And as I said, someone said about his attitude, fucking right, you'd have an attitude like that. You would have an attitude like that. Then you get others saying, he wanted to go to Milan. No, he fucking didn't. He's a fucking Scouser. He's just had a fucking baby. Him and his girl just had a baby. Remember when he was celebrating when he got the winner against Chelsea last season? Remember that? What does he want to move there for? And someone said, he asked Federico, what's it like to live in Italy? Okay, how did I fucking know that? Most probably he did. Because he knew that he was fucking being transferred to them. As soon as Inter came in and inquired about him. So don't forget that they need money. They were a sell-to fucking buy club. A sell-to buy club. So money is generated by selling off players to bring players in. And now they're looking at this Minter lad. I've been looking at a pod just then. No, I don't know this lad. I've never been on before. I don't know whether he's a fucking woolly back. I don't know. And the comments, I just read the comments, not what they're fucking saying, because he was saying, "Oh, Minter's going to be Minter." And loads of comments were saying, "You were saying all last season, and even now, up to a couple of weeks ago, that Minter was fucking crap. You've changed your tune, haven't you?" You see how phony fucking people are. The lovely Bella, I'm sorry, I'm swearing. Football makes you swear, doesn't it? It's like when my daughter said, "Dad, what are you shouting for?" I said, "Well, you shout at them." She said, "No one else is shouting, but that's in the main stands. They don't shout anyway." Buonasera, Franco and all. E tutti. Buonasera, lovely Bella. And Toscana. Buonasera, Franco. From a cold, damp Yorkshire, sad to see Jones leave. I'm sure Italian football will suit him, but would be interesting to know why he's leaving. I'll find out. To be honest, like through my life, and I've known a few colleagues who went on, just left. And I was talking to this particular colleague. I said, "Why are you leaving?" And he said, and it was a she actually. She said, "Well, the students don't like the way I'm teaching." And I've heard them. Not direct to my face, but I've heard them outside. I wonder if Mr. So-and-so will come in and teach us. And she was a fucking good teacher. Everyone she taught always passed their exams. I do know that for a fact. So it's just like taking someone and not liking them. Taking immediate dislike. And she left because of it. But a few's done that. So it happens. It happens. And it happens, if you could imagine Curtis Jones, playing the most senior player, and it's a fucking friendly, for God's sake. A friendly. And the armband being given to someone else. And he's the most senior player there. And a fucking scouser as well. And given to him. How would you feel? How would you feel? When you play for the school, that's all I played for. When you play for the school, this lad got dropped. And he was fuming. And he was sulking. Well, as you do when you're a little mad kid running around in your school kit, trying to win games. But he was sulking. Because he was left out, and he was one of our little star players. Brilliant he was. So he sulked. And it reminded me of that school kid when Curtis went like, "The fucking elements even here." Fuck him anyway. Fuck them. But you're right there, Toscana. Inter, who I do follow with Napoli, you know that, don't you? Long before Curtis was going there, I told you so. And I'll be amazed up to see him in that jersey. To show what he's, showing the Italians what he's like. He's fucking brilliant. Fucking human. No, See, what people tend to forget is, as I said, I grew up looking at Liverpool Football Club from Shankly, and just an abundance of Liverpool local lads. That's why the club belongs to Liverpool City. That's why it's named Liverpool Football Club, because it's here in Liverpool. And some fucking fans think, they haven't a fucking clue where Liverpool is. Never been here. They call him fucking Jones. And the T says, so I have made a bid for Minter, who is injured. He's out till November, I know. And give me a break. 50 million and Brighton 170. I give up with the shambles. Can't wait for the season to end. Do you know what, though? He's injured. How many fucking injury-prone players have we got and buy? Buonasera, Toscana. From Bella. I see. She'll be okay. She'll be okay. And I hope you are as well, Toscana, with your knee. I don't think we replace him either. No. He's coming up to his prime, He's 25. And, for people to say, he doesn't want to play for the fucking right, it's his fucking local club. He's been here since he was fucking 6 or 7. Going through the ranks. Of course he wants to fucking stay here and play for the club he loves. He was a little red. Fuck me. Young Jones. People that disagree with me, I know that. Tally-o, Frank, Liverpool are a bloody shambles, says Gary Richards. The man of reason. Yes, Gary. Totally agree. See, we can afford anybody without selling anybody. We can afford anybody at any price without selling. But you've got the owners. They've always been like that. That's why Jürgen left. Well, he left because of Edwards coming back. That's the thing. But he couldn't get anything out of them. He couldn't. Remember when Coutinho was sold? Right, he was sold. And Jürgen wanted 3 players. He wanted a centre-half, he wanted a keeper, and he wanted a creative midfielder. So he brought in the January, Virgil van Dijk, as you know. And when he asked about Fekir, great player. Remember the spin about him? Always got a hole in his knee. Well, the story was, or the truth was, that FSG said to him, I thought you want a keeper. I thought you want a keeper. And the money's there for the keeper. But if you don't want the keeper, buy Fekir. But there's no money for the keeper. Or if you keep the money, you can have the keeper, but there's no money for Fekir. That's the truth. That's it. That's it. Fuck. Barry, even if Frank and everyone, I don't believe That lot upstairs, they are brainless. Well, you've got Edwards who's gone, who brought in Hughes. Hughes brought in the Dutch cheese fella. And then he brought in this fella, fucking Areola. He brought him in. And if I find out that I will find out. If I find out about that armband, fucking few. Still want him to do well because I want my team to do well. I still want him to do well. He's far better than the Dutch cheese fella. But we'll see how the intensity. I couldn't get over the last game, the last pre-season against Como. We were fucking knackered in the two games, the 2 second halves. They were all over us in the second. All right, they never scored at Anfield, but they were all over us because we were fucking knackered. So where's the intensity in training? I don't know. Did he bring with him a fitness instructor? I missed a bit. A certain guy on AA says we signed Barcola, Diamendi, Mbappe, etc. Proper clicker. That fucking fella. Never fucking forget him. Welcome. Weeks ago, welcome to Liverpool. Bradley Barcola. I could mention his name. And I thought, you fucking prick. Clickbait, you see. Because his head, he's here. His thumbnail. Why don't you think I have thumbnails? Because it's on clickbait. And, use are decent people and other people who look in without commenting. Decent people. And you know the score. You just know the score. But if you want to follow, other pods, fine. A Mr. B. Get FSG to fuck. Yes. Evening, buddy. Says to see. Oh, that's lovely, Toscana. Bella to Toscana. And Toscana said, just there, the news, an injured player. Haven't we been there before? The club was looking a laughing stock. Yeah, he's out till November, and we put a bid in for him. Unless it's, I don't fucking know. I don't know Liverpool anymore. Not with this Hughes fella. Not with this, we could work things out. But we can't with this Hughes. Who the hell have we signed? We've signed a loan, haven't we? And Mr. B, there is a lovely pod going on about Bill Shankly, Bill Shankly's daughter and grandson, talking all things Liverpool. I know his granddaughter, Karen, actually. She lives in Athens. Lovely girl. Toscana, it's crazy what's going on. Nothing's gone right, has it, in this window? Nothing at all. And the Woodmaster, fucking hell, you don't see this thing that comes up. There are no Liverpool lads good enough, even in the youth teams. At least not for a few years, if we're lucky. And there's no Liverpool lads in other clubs good enough for Liverpool. You're out there. I've been following I always follow the under 17s and under 21s. And you're right. You're right. And I keep saying this, people will disagree with me most probably, but Naoni isn't the answer for next season or for this season coming up. He isn't, not especially as a number 6. And we've been missing a number 6 for 4 years now. This is the 4th season coming up. And if you know me, and on this pod, I've always been saying it. Son understand. And you get other lads saying, one comment's not here. Well, Iriola doesn't play with a number 6. Well, what the fucking hell does he play with then? We haven't really been outstanding, have we? Pre-season. Fucking knackered. Because even if Frank and fellow Reds say Stephen Cockle, it's a disgrace that we have no longer a Scouser in the team. Now Curtis Jones is Inter Milan bound. He'll never walk out. Exactly, Stephen. Do you think he wants... No, I'm telling you now. Look. Remember Phil Coutinho? Right, I'll go to him. A couple of weeks before, he wrote in a broadsheet how happy he was at Liverpool. Right? How happy he was. And his little baby born here, little Scouser, he said. And I'm just so happy. And his wife was happy, or his partner, whoever she was, whatever she, Anyway, 2 weeks later, he was fucking sold to Barcelona. And everyone was saying he wanted to go, he couldn't wait to go. And, his grandmother said he always wanted to play all this fucking crap. Just have to tell you something. I know for a fact that Fernando Torres didn't want to leave Liverpool. He was forced out by Liverpool, by FSG, because they said, if you want this Andy Carroll, you'll have to sell. So their bank sold him to Chelsea for 50 million and they get Andy Carroll. And I'll tell you another fucking thing as well. And this is all genuine, This is from the same fella who told me that Slot was going. Don't be worrying, Red fans. Remember on here? When everyone said, he's staying off. And he's looking. And Darryl, Darryl's a lovely fella. Fucking every night I was getting it off. I'm talking about there midnight. He's staying. They're all saying he's staying. I'm saying, just wait till June. He's going. Trying to pacify. But anyway, that's by the by. And it's the same. It really is. It's the same with everything. And Suarez, and this is genuine as well. Suarez begged the Northern Irish fella for him to play for Liverpool in the Champions League. He said, just please, let's stay a year, another year. No, you're going, he said. And people were saying, I don't know, you wanted to go to Barcelona. Well, they don't fuck all. Nothing. But I will find out about that armband. I'm going to I can't wait for them to come home. Mind you, I might be able to talk. We'll come out of Aussie. So, Mr. B, I don't think he wanted to leave, mate, honestly. I really don't. He's being pushed out for money. But even see, I'm absolutely fuming. I swear that lots are sabotaging the club with their actions. Well, I said it, didn't I? You know, if I was writing a script, I'd fucking, you know, for, you know, a massive, I'm not saying football, but a company, a powerful company that's blazing the world, trailblazing the world, and everybody loves them. And people go in to sabotage everything. That's just like this. The likes of Edwards coming back because he despised the club. As you know, I've told you all about it. Brought Edwards back. As I said, Edwards brought in that Hughes fella. What did he do last summer? Brought in all these players. And the fucking Michelin chef told the fucking ordinary chef he was not worth a carrot that he couldn't make the fucking cake with the new ingredients. That was our new players. And the fucking and the chef was the Dutch cheese fella. And the Wood says Curtis' attitude is exactly what we need. I'm sick of the clinical players who get a few tattoos and expect us to give them a song of their own. Curtis didn't get a song from the cop. Why? Exactly. Fucking Costas does, doesn't he? And they were good mates, you know. Him and Curtis. Because he called him the Scouse Greek, didn't he? Or the Greek Scouser. One thing he hasn't else to prove at the club for Curtis, as he's won everything with the club. So FSG have sold for me. Oh, I've sold for mega profits. I'm sorry there. I've sold for mega profits. Now they're 35 million in pocket. Yeah, but that's to go towards this fucking Minter, whatever it is, Minter, or whatever his fucking name is. Oh, Barcola. Oh, this is fucking ridiculous, my boy. I don't fucking know. And QT mods, hey mate. Hi Frank, hope all is well. This summer window is a shambles. Do you know what I'm not being funny here, you know, again, someone might say, what do you fucking know? You know, I think I know a little bit about football. But what gets me, does anybody ever remember Bruno Cheru? Do you ever remember him? Now, Bruno Cheru, he scores a fucking cracker in the Champions League against Man United. Man United. And we bought him. Excuse me. We bought him on the premise of that. We brought him. Fucking great. This one. And even the fans were like, it's great. Get out. See the goal against United? All this fucking nonsense. What did they turn out like? Fucking useless. Okay. Now where's my point? Some lad for Liverpool plays for 45 minutes in a friendly and everybody's raving on him. Even he's done more than Canate did in his whole Liverpool career. Don't you fucking think? Don't you think that's over the top. Please. Please. And Christopher, hi Frank, just want to wish you all the best for next week. Thank you. Thank you, Christopher. Appreciate that. Really do, mate. Thank you. Just hope Liverpool win and I go into Aussie the next day and, in a happy mood. And I tell you, I'm being honest, I'll just give you the quick resume. I had to fill in a form yesterday, a consent form, online. And I spent all day on it. It was the most harrowing form I've ever had to fill. Harrowing. And I was phoning the neurosurgeon secretary, phoned her 8 times, 8 or 9 times. And I kept apologising. I said, I'm awfully sorry about this. It was the risks, fucking hell, not even going through them. Don't even want to think about them. But I'm useless anyway. I'm just fucking sitting in here. Then when I go back in, I'm just sitting on the chair, looking at the telly. So I can't do anything. So I might as well get it done. But those risks fucking frighten me. And the T says, yes, Barry Hughes. Yes, Barry. Wish he's used commas sometimes. Well, anyway, yes, Barry. Hughes is a saboteur. Provocateur. Yes, he is. The scenes. Says Phil. Just let me get this a minute. Steve. Because I read this. Steve Evans, who just says it, the way it is. He says, Hughes has written names down on bits of scrap paper and pulled them from a hat. And this sick note is what he's come up with. That's that fella. Fucking mad, isn't it? His attitude is because he cares and he wants trophies and legend status. Crazy transfer, if you ask me. A certain someone mentioned we are a trading club. Unbelievable. We are Liverpool Football Club. But that's what we've become, shelter by. Under this fucking umbrella of FSG. And Stephen, we have made a bid rejected for Minter. That's who Steve was going on about. For 50 million. So looks like they're moving for the Brighton winger with Barcola deal in doubt. Well, it's the cheapest, isn't it? And Mr. Minter and Barcola deals plus Alex Scott. This is what I mean, it's full of rumours. And I won't believe anything until there's someone at the accent or on Anfield with a little jersey, with their name on the back. Even if Frankie and everyone in chat says Gary Rigby. Even in Gary. And Stephen Cocker, same old crap. But FSG, to be honest, as definitely a sell to buy club. So we cash in on Curtis and we let Morrison go on loan to Sheffield Wednesday. But wasn't McConnell supposed to go on loan so to keep him back? What for? So is McConnell or Naomi going to take Curtis Jones's place? I just don't fucking know anymore. On Edgeworth, bidding for Minter when Jones goes sell to buy. Yes. And Stephen says there's 12 days left. See, no matter how long's left, why don't they just get the fucking deals done? If we are going to buy. As I said, we don't need to sell anyone. We can afford anybody. But you've got to look at the model of FSG. They don't put a fucking penny into the club. You've got to realise that. They don't put a penny in. They borrowed the money to buy the club for 300 million, which was a fucking fraud anyway, of themselves. And they said they saved us. No, they fucking didn't save us. Hicks and Gillette fucking destroying us. And other fucking Yanks, by the way. They were fucking destroyed. They were fucking big frauds, them. And we bring more with a model, a fucking American business model. Did you know when we were struggling, when Jürgen was struggling to buy players, and he wouldn't give him any, to strengthen the team, they bought a baseball player for $240 million. $240 million. And he wouldn't give a fucking carrot to Jürgen Klopp. And Mr. Fitzgibbon. Evening, Mr. Carlyle. LFC will have new owners by the new year. Yeah, you're right, George. They will. And it's not the fucking ones I want. It's more Americans. Oh, like there's some Indian lads. But they're just coming in. They're not going to they're not going to fucking throw money into the club either. They're not going to put money into the club. The Queen, you've only got to look at Queen's Park Rangers, and I think Stoke, some fuck all for them. Done nothing for them. Do you think that they're going to do anything for Liverpool? No, they just threw us. They're more or less shareholders, put it that way. They're more or less shareholders. So they're not going to throw money in the club. I'm telling you now. They're just going to be there for profits. Gimme, gimme, gimme. That's what they're there for. On their fucking stake. Anyway, it's forgot the block cap. Sorry. My eyes are going as well. Says Gary. Sorry. And the lovely Myra. Edward. There are 12 days left in the transfer market when the transfer market closes. And we are not signing anyone as we are going bad to worse. It's a joke, as we need signings. Mr. B, playing 220 times, scoring 22 times, having been with the club for 9 years old, 16 years service. Yes. And assists. And Starley, the kind girl. Hello, Starley, the kind girl. Hang on. Frank, says Starley, the lovely little kind girl. I want to support the channel in every possible way, but every time I hop on the live chat, it's just me. I know you take your time to answer the queries and you have your own views are insightful. Thank you, Starley. Thank you. Just like and subscribe. You come on anytime. And as I said, you can comment as much as you want. And she carries on by saying, but your channel has been stagnant because of some 2-3 people who just spam the chat. Cheers. All love, Frank. Thank you. We get that. Unfortunately, Starley. But these are all good people on here, sweetheart. You know, the people who comment. Just like your good self. Isn't she nice? Isn't that lovely? What a little name as well. Starley. Starley, the little star. And Stephen says, we're going nowhere but backwards. Lately, it's criminal. The way things has gone at Liverpool FC, we are in such a mess. It's bad news. Yes. Fucking hell. And Gary says, Frank, one-legged Swede is a huge concern. Who's the one-legged Swede? Might I ask, Gary? The one-legged Swede. I'll have to have a drink of water, you lovely people. Just bear with me on this, please. Thirsty wake, you know. I'm only on ordinary water because I've been told to drink ordinary water. And from tomorrow, I have to wash with a certain thing they've given me. It must be a gel or something. Soap it is. Everywhere. Even me mad head. Got to and I know it's to kill bugs and germs before I go under the knife. MI6 is here with us tonight, see, this fella. Better behave yourselves or he'll be coming for you MI6. This transfer has been terrible, Frank. So slow, no actual plan, apart from wanting that Jan Diamandi after he turned us down, just panicking away. But without urgency, which is weird. Hope you're well. Thank you. Thank you, MI6. Gary, Isak is a concern. So is Bates. That's what I mean about. That's what I mean about when last season, under the Dutch cheese fella, the fraud, he couldn't mix the ingredient. I didn't know Bates because I don't follow the Bundesliga. I never had a clue, and I don't follow the German national side either. And I won't be following them even with Jürgen. Fucking hell, excuse me. Fucking hell. Anyway, I never knew Vets, didn't know, never had a clue who he was. And it was my daughter, Francine, she said, he's good, you know, Dad. I said, is he? She said, yeah. Everyone wants him. Did he have a great season? No. Well, no one did under. The only player who hit the ground running, then he faded a little at the end. And I think you know who that is, and that was Ekatike. I like Ekatike. Even my granddaughter likes him, because she's got Ekatike on 2 of the shirts that I bought her. And Steve says, Isak is in for a torrid time at St. James's Park at the weekend, as he won't get a good reception at. No, he won't. No, he won't, Stephen. I was going to ask you as well, would you keep Isak out of the team, out of the squad altogether? And CMO1, why have I only found this channel? Can already tell you are a boss fella. Up the reds, thank you. I'll do my best. I'm just a red like yourself. But I don't predict things. The only thing I predicted was a couple of weeks ago, because I tell you what I am, CM. I'm a historian, first and foremost, and I know the economics of the globe. I know the economics of this country, and I certainly know the economics of America. And and what's going on in the Middle East with the Strait of Hormuz, which is absolutely horrendous, and it hasn't hit us yet, and it's going to hit us big time. So I predicted that FSG, this is all before it came out, and the chat will tell you here, that FSG will sell. They'll sell simply because they don't want to lose any money. And what do we have? They're going to sell. Well, they will sell, because the likes of that Bezos, who I don't want, I'm being political, I do not want him near my club, near my city. But anyway, he's not just going to buy a stake in it, he's going to buy it outright. And even out by those Indians, they're in it for the money, nothing else. Nothing else. And I predicted that. Thank you anyway, CM. I hope you stay with us, because these are all great Liverpool fans. Great comments come out of them. And they're decent people. Let's hope Isak is up for the occasion. as I said, Mr. B, I wouldn't have him there. I really wouldn't, because he will get some stick off the Geordies. But mind you, we've got a lad, Davey Abermy, is a Geordie and a big Newcastle fan. And he said there's something going to go on, and maybe it'll unite the clubs, over his sack. Don't know. And Cedric, I said, our Hollywood star, Cedric Lopez, boyfriend of Jennifer Aniston. And she always asks about me. Isn't that lovely? Because he said the other night, didn't he? Jen was asking about you. And he says, big up, legend chat. Hope you're all well. Woodmaster, glad my thing paid off. Praise. Stuff. Can't see it, you see. The little gift thing, whatever they are called. And Steve Evans, Mincer, question mark. Out India till November at least. The clowns in charge of doing transfer at LFC are fucking idiots. I never swore it was him. See, I read them out. Word for word. And Steve O says it as it is. And so does Stephen Coughlin. HFSC, they're a gang of bloody minge bags, as we have become a shambles. As I'm worried for the future of the club, it's bad news. They're going, look, they're not going to do what they did last summer. They're saving everything. That money's that was put into them, that's gone to the shareholders. That's gone. That's dead. That's in dead water. That's gone to the shareholders. Even those Indians who bought a stake in it, that's gone to them as well. They're getting the money back. And so is Bezos. And Steve says, Evo, that is, they wouldn't give him more money, but Ping Pong and Gapco on way more than Curtis. People at the club think he's a bad influence in the dressing room. He told the previous manager to fuck off over his tactics, which were frowned upon at the club. And he did. Because, I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, simply because Mo Salah came out and said more or less the same. And he came out, didn't he, in the November? He said, someone wants me out the club. And it was him. Now, Curtis, it's the same. I keep trying to tell people, you get forced out. And Phil says, Frank, when is your last show before the hospital? Sunday. I'm doing a watch along to keep my mind off the next day. I'm doing a watch along, Phil. I'm doing one tomorrow night, which is the current affairs. I'll be talking about that Jimmy Trump. This is one thing I wanted to get off my chest, what Trump said. He said, but he needs the backing of all the countries to isolate and defeat the threat of Iran. What fucking threat of Iran? What threat have they given us? A couple of months ago, before he started the war, the Strait of Hormuz and everywhere else was open, free traffic of oil going around the world. And he started a war. But he didn't start a war for the American public. because they don't want a wars. They're saying we don't want fucking wars. That's why you got in on the peace campaign. But they're doing these wars and attacking countries for a tiny little country in the Middle East who've got a terrible hold on Trump. You know what I'm talking about. That was my other thing. So, but I'll be too more tomorrow on that. We need a massive protest against FSG, says Stephen. Like we did against Dixon Gillette. But what about it? We brought in other Americans. We never learned our lesson. Even Manchester United fans said, you know, when we got rid of Dixon Gillette, they said, don't bring any more Americans in. They were telling us, because look at what we can't get rid of this lot. The Glazers. But it's not, there's a group of fucking fans who think that they've got the say of all us. Not fucking me, they don't. And not you. And their mates, they've got a fucking seat on the bottom. I was talking to a mate of mine. And I said, they've got a fucking seat on the bottom. Do you think that they can have an input? He said, no. I said, well, what are they sitting there for? See, they get freebies so that you're all nice to the owners. I know too fucking many of them. I know too many of them. They're all phony. They don't represent me. Steve Evans knows them as well. I keep telling him and he says I know. And Anthony Holden, I had Anthony Holden. Frank, the way go on about all these wingers, we probably won't sign any of them. We have got one of the best young wingers in Europe. That's the Ingemoe, young Rio. Slot El back on him. Iriola should take off the lead. Yeah, I understand that, Anthony. I really do, mate. But do you think that he's ready for the Premiership? I know, don't jump at me. Don't jump at me. But do you think with the likes of, say, look at his pre-season. When he first came on the stage, you know, Harry was great, you know, the step overs. But during the pre-season, he got found out. And this is what I mean. You know, he's going to come up against and they'll just know that he's going to do step overs. And unfortunately, during pre-season, he scored a goal, which was a deflection. Good enough, you know, scored a goal. But he contributed nothing really. You know, this is a pre-season to get on. But you're right. He's one for next season. He's one for the future. He's going to be given minutes by all means during the season. You know, I'm not saying don't give him nothing. Have him on the bench. Ask him to come on. Definitely, Anthony. Definitely, mate. But you're right, you know, he is one for the... And Iriola will be a lot more passionate about by bringing them on. And Steve Coughlin. FSG are draining the life out of me. I need them gone, as we need our club back from these spineless leeches who are not worth a carrot. The penny pinchers are a joke. Yes. And Mr. Fitzgibbon, Mr. Carlyle, if you ever get the chance, Google my lad, Adam Fitzgibbon, and Wayne Rooney. Alder, just look at his hospital, do. Oh, go away. There's your lad in there, Adam. Oh, mate. Thank God, I'm getting. I will Google that. I will, because you haven't told me anything. Like Adam Fitz, and Wayne Rooney. And as you say, Wayne took it well, to be honest. So your lad must be ill. I'll Google that, George. I certainly will. And Bella says, Bruno Charou, the French midfielder who played for Liverpool from 2002 to 2006, says Bella. Yes. Useless. He made 48 appearances and scored 5 goals for the club, famously being dubbed the new Zidane. Yes, by Gérard Houllier. In other words, Gerard Houllier. Gérard. I used to teach in the same school he taught in, Houllier. And then they ruined British Steel, yeah. The batteries, yeah. Bought it and fucking sold it off. Destroyed it. Corby. Well in, Steve. Well in, mate. And Barry says, Frank Ramsey to St Mirren and Morrison to Sheffield. Ramsey was injury pro. What about Batatic? What's happening to him? And Bella says, Franco, are you okay? You seem a bit down. Bella, as long as you and little Starley and also Myra and also the lovely Toscana are with me, no, I'm not down. I've just got things on my mind about Monday, to be honest. And World Affairs, I'm sick of this as well, Liverpool. Not the pod. I'm just sick. Just sick of Liverpool Football Club. It's not the club itself. It's not the team. It's the owners. And it's the divvies like Hughes. I can't say Edwards because he's gone now. He's fucking destroyed us. But this Hughes, what a fucking prat he is. Sorry to swear to you, lovely Bella. When we go to Italy, Bella, you, myself, and Toscana, I'll be in the Middle East, and you'll be linking me, and we'll be going to, through Toluca. Got to go to Toluca. Go to a nice restaurant, have some lunch, and get into the wonderful Puccini's home. That's what I'm looking forward to. This is me thinking. And when I get back home, I'm taking my granddaughter to Palermo, Sicilia. Thank you anyway for asking, Bella. And Phil to George, just read the piece about your lad. Funny about Rooney, but tough times for you. Thanks, Phil. That's lovely. That's lovely, that. Really is. I love you people, you know. I really do. Morrison to Sheffield Wednesday. Batatic to Levante. Oh, that's right, Levante, yeah. That's right. He's going there, isn't he? Ramsey to St. Mirren. To name but a few. How are they going to prove that they are good enough for us when their loan is up? They're not. They're not. Ramsey's, you know, and Batatic. And lovely Maggie. Hiya, Maggie. Hi, Frank. How are you? When's the op? The op's on Monday. I've got to be there for 7:15. And my daughter can't take me. So I've got to phone a cab. But I don't trust. Every time I phone a cab to take me to the airport, you know what, I've been going away. They've always been fucking late. Every single one of them. And I only use the one company. And every time I've said, listen, I've got to be at the airport for a certain time. Don't be worried. I said, but, you know, you have let me down before. And it's always, don't worry, they will be there. Always fucking late. So the ops, Maggie, on Monday, sweetheart. And JLFC, hello JLFC. Rio and Ekatike, the only bright sparks last season, under the fraud. You're right. That's what I said. He was the only new player to hit the floor, you know, hit the ground, pitch, whatever you want to call it, running, was Ekatike. The rest, I'm not saying like fans in their feet. And George said, I'm going under the knife to go away, are you? Got me bloods at 11:50. Go away. Oh, mate. Good luck with it, honestly. But I don't know when I'll be back. But, you know, you will be told. It's like, oh, fucking hell. I don't like anyone, you know, who's having to go into Aussie or hurting themselves or anything. Good luck tomorrow, mate. George. And CM. Made my night to find you. Made my night to find you, mate. Love the interaction. Proper Scotia. No chat about inside sources. No. Loads of nonsense, that is CM. I mean, on other pods, it's clickbait. It's clickbait. Like these other LFC channels, I have subscribed and I'll be back. Have a good night, mate. You too. You too. He'll be gone now to CM. Thank you. That nice. Stenner. Stenner, I didn't want him to leave, lad. He's a Scotia. I was talking about it at the beginning. I just did. I grew up looking at Liverpool sides with Scousers in, Scouse mentality. And I'll say this now, Stenner. He's the only one with a Scouse mentality. I'll tell you for why. Do you ever remember when we played Everton? And that Takori was only last season or the season before. And Takori was like that to our fans. Remember? Winding them up, intimidating them, manipulating them, exploiting them. And the only one who ran over to that Takori and grabbed him by the shirt wasn't Virgil van Dijk. Wasn't anybody out of that side. The only one who ran up and grabbed hold of him to stop intimidating our fans was Curtis Jones. It's what you call, Stenner, Scouse mentality, mate. And you've always got to have that on the side. Always. And it's sad that we've got no one now. We've got no one. And one pod says, oh, it could be, fuck off with your era. Could be the start of a new era. This is a local club where people are born and bred playing football in the street, like me, playing football for your school, getting picked by, whatever. The lad has been with us since he was 6 or 7, went through the academy, a big red. And it's sad that he has to go and say, okay, yeah, I'll have to leave. Because that's what's happened. That's what's happened. Because, as you know, we're the Celtic Bay Club. And he'll be part of the money if they're going to get this Minter who's fucking injured, by the way. What's that all about? I just don't know what it's all about. To put in a £50 million bid for an injured player who's going to be out till November. Is he really? Could be out for a fucking year. We don't know with this stupid our CEO, our director of football. So that's my take. We always have to have a Scouser in the team, Stenner. And I didn't want him to. He's a good footballer. And if you think that he wanted to leave, him and his partner's just had a baby. They're well and truly settled. And did you know that he's on less money than fucking any of them? And it was shocking. What they're doing to him. And people talk about his attitude. Wouldn't you have an attitude? We all would. If, so no, as one member of his family or his mates, you shame what they're saying to you about you on a social network, calling you for everything, scapegoat, you say, last season. And this season, yeah, it'd be better if he went. He's hopeless. And fuck off, he's not hopeless. He's very good football. So, sick. Sick, Stenner. Good luck at the hospital, Frank. Thank you, Stenner. Really appreciate it. Really do, friend, honestly. Just like you. And Phil says, Frank, you have said it before, Iran is the last country on the list. Horrible. And what they're going to do, they've been defeated in the war, as you know. The Iranians defeated them. And what the Iranians, I'll be talking about, do you mind if I'll talk about it tomorrow? Because it's mostly football. But I will say something tomorrow about it. And it's the desanitization of places. Because if that happens, Iran has got all the missiles targeted. And they said, you fucking start anything with us and we're going to desanitize the Middle East. And that is catastrophic for everyone, even for us, by the way. It's going to be terrible. And it's all because of Trump taking orders from a tiny little country, which is also that big as a fucking pinprick in the Middle East. Pinprick in the Middle East. This country that shall not be named, but you know what it is. I'll say more about it tomorrow. Currently cleaning some of my Adidas webs while watching you, Don Francisco. He's my mate, by the way, Evo. Keep saying to me, I'll pop in and see you. Never does, like. But he's great. Phones me up. Always gives me good news. Don't you stay? Winds me up something terrible. Understand it? I still think Rio needs another season. Spot on. You're so right about pre-season. Hopefully, I'm wrong. No, you're so right, Stanley. He does need another season. It's like Naomi. Naomi needs another season. If they're going to put it, there's some silly comment, not on here, on other pods saying, yeah, we put Naomi at number 6. Fuck, that would be a disaster. That could ruin the kid. Just because he's being all right in pre-season, and I mean all right, but he's getting all the hype. Silly people who've got an affiliation with Liverpool Football Club are hyping him up, and they believe in the hype. And they come unstuck just like Rio. Rio believed in his own hype. Did you see when he was in the States, that pre-season game, and he was doing the step overs, and he kept the ball, he was just standing back and taking the ball off him. And he'd done that so many step overs that he fucking tripped over the ball and fell on the floor, on the bank on. Fell. So they're not ready. Naomi, not ready. They follow their own hype. And George says, no, it was in what was? I've lost the thread. 2006. What was that? Was that about Bruno Shadu? No, he wasn't playing for us in 2006, if it is. And George says, Phil, he has defied all medical experts, and they still go, is that your lad, has him? I'll Google that, George. Promise you that. I watch about Russia, you know, and you might think, oh, you know, but it's a fella by the name of Sergei, and I'd love you to have a look at this. Vasaya, I think it's spelled Vasya, Vasaya, in the hay. You want to see what he does in rural Russia for poor, you want to say, I was fucking crying. And I mean it, crying. What he does for some Russians Oh, it's fucking shot. I'm just thinking about it now. What he does for them. It's a fucking terrible time living in these villages. I'll talk more about it tomorrow. Really, it was crying. This young girl. Fucking hell. Oh, God. I just don't want to think about it now. And Steve Coughlin. Salif Diao, remember him, along with Diamande and Latsalik. Do you mean, no, that was, what's his name? The other French lad. Pongoli. And Salif Diao was with, what's his fucking name just gone from me head? Diouf. Remember when he spat at, I think it was Celtic supporters? He spat at them. And Houllier, this is when I just went like that about Houllier. Fuck you. No more from you, you prat. When everyone complains, we're talking ordinary fans like myself and yourselves, when they said we're not accepting that of a footballer who plays for Liverpool Football Club to spit at other fans. And he came out and said, it's in his culture to do that, so it means nothing. Fuck you, Gerard Houllier. I know he's dead now, like Houllier, but at the time I said that. Get fucking shut of him. And Phil says, George, brilliant. That's nice. Glad you acknowledge people, I really am. And JJ, you will be skipping down the road then, Frank. I'd love to, JJ. Do you know what? And this may sound mad. Do you know what I want to do after my spinal op? Be able to walk down to the shop to get myself something. That's all. That's all I want to do. To go out and meet people. And people who know me. That's all I ever did in my profession. Meet people. Teach people. Can't do anything. Just go down the street and buy a fucking loaf or something. And JJ, we're off to see the wizard. Skipping down the road. Hey, then, Latsalik, everyone thought he was the next Zidane. Unfortunately, it was just a doppelganger and not a Ballon d'Or. That's it. No. Latsalik. But I always remember, who was it we could have had? I know we could have had Ronaldo under, believe it or not, Roy Evans. But there was another player. Who was it? It could have been Ronaldo, And Houllier said, no, we have a Zidane here. And who is Zidane was Danny Murphy. Danny, man. Oh, fucking hell. And Phil say, Frank, if you're short of a lift, let me know. I can help. Phil, I've got to be there. I'd love you to. I never said that because of that, honest to God, I didn't. I didn't. Um, it's our Francine can't do it. She's at work. She said, Dad, I can't afford. She's at a meeting. And this is why I panicked a little. Anyway, I have to be there for 7:15 in the morning. I have to be at the hospital. And it's up in Ainsley. And lovely little Maggie. If I was closer, I'd run you there. Thank you, Maggie. Maggie. And Bella. Franco, it's going to be wonderful when the three of us go to Italy. I'm so ready for our trip. See? Let's get better and stronger so the three of us can really enjoy our holiday. Yes. And I suppose they'll all want to go, so we'll have to hire a coach, or go to Italy. Hey, and can we all sing Santa Lucia on the coach? Santa Lucia. Or Nessun Dorme. Well, we can all have a kip on the coach. And George says, it's just a blood test, Frank. He was trying to make, oh, right, oh, okay. See, the thing is with me as well, I can't wait for this up. I want to get my tooth done. That looks all right, doesn't it? Hey, look. It's a bit of chewy. You wouldn't believe it, would you? And it's only to stop me from like that when I lost my tooth. Just bit on that stupid Kit Kat. And my tooth snapped. So that Kit Kat is going to cost me about £2 fucking grand. Now, it won't cost me that because I've got a dentist who's, it's a lot cheaper, but still be about £1 grand or something like that, 1,200 quid. Mr. B. Now you've asked, he will need one from the bathroom plug getting dressed. Oh, isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? I'll let you know later on. Thank you, Phil. I'll let you know later on. I'd love you to, honestly. Because I really need someone reliable. I've got to be there at 7:15 on the spot. And that's what I had a terrible time yesterday. I was stressed out. And I've got to bring overnight stuff as well. So. Mr. B, watch out for the pigeon. off the pitch. Oh, no, I stayed around for you to read my comments. I read them all, you know. I really do see them. Thank you so much. And the Stenner says, I hear that Scouse mentality. It is. That's what it is, honest to God. I'm not just saying that, Stenner. He's the only one who ran up. And all the Evertonians, you know, the players fucking grabbed hold of Curtis, but he was having to go back then. That's a couple of our players come over then. But he was the only one who did it. And that's what you call Scouse mentality. And Tommy Smith, I knew Tommy when I used to appear with him I've appeared in a couple of documentaries with him. And he told me I said, you always looked after Kelly, didn't you? He said, yeah. He said, I used to warn the fucking opposition players coming out. Fucking touch him. He said, I'll fucking have you. That's what he used to say. So he couldn't say that though, could you? To like foreign there, if you were playing in the European Cup, he used to just laugh. Frank, I can help with a lift, but you need to dress yourself. Don't worry about that. Oh, dear. Oh. And Stephen says, Stephen Cox, Andy Carroll for 35 million, along with Luis Suarez. Remember the day we signed El Pistero? What a signing he was, who graced Anfield. Graced Anfield pitch, yeah. Do you ever remember Ricky Lambert? Hey, remember it, Ricky? That's who we got in place for Suarez. Academy's done away with that, Frank. Afraid so, Jay. Afraid so. And nonsense, no. No. It shows you how some people, you know about Liverpool. I'm talking about the club. And I seen a comment on someone's, and someone mentioned about someone saying, yeah, there'd be no Scousers now in the team. It wasn't on here. And this fella said, well, Rio's a Scouser. Until someone further down just, well, no, he isn't. Bought him from Chelsea. Fucking. Then we signed Ricky Lambert. In place of, but that's true about, I'm telling you now, he pleaded with the Dutch, with the Irish fella, the Northern Irish fella. That's it's not well known, I know anyway. Don't forget Robbie Key. Do you ever remember Julian Dix? And it was that other fucking fella. Ishmael Cosme. Who soon Esport, remember him? That's a fucking clue, him. and a fella named Jonovic, along with Joe Cole. And Konchelski. And do you ever remember his mother? He was getting criticised every week by the Liverpool fans. And she said, she wrote to the club saying, tell your fans not to pick on my son. Do you ever remember that? I do. JJ, the academies are full of out-of-towners. Yes, there are local lads. There has to be. You're right there, JJ, but they are mostly out-of-towners. Every one of them. Most of them, in other words. Frank, was that an open mic, anything, or open mic football night? What was that? This is an open mic. Do you know what? I'm going to, when it, come out all right on this, I've got to, think about the bad side as well. Like Sunday could be the last show I'd ever do. You've got to understand that. But I'd like a change in certain things. And what I'd like is, like a phone in. So your phone would be, be broadcast. So I'll have some of that as well. That's what I want. And I really want to do some great things. People like literature. And you know what I'm like about literature. And I want to do that. I really, really want to do literature and bring the likes of, I know some of you are like that, oh, fuck off. But that's, be entirely different podcast, obviously. It wouldn't be like Ekatike and Shakespeare, would it? But yeah, little changes. And Jay says, good luck with the op on Monday, Frank. Hope all goes well. Thank you. Thank you, JLFC. And I know that you mean it. I really do. And Stephen says, Stockholm, what a signing Sammy Hippier was. A player we bought for 2.5. Yeah. Big Sammy. I thought Fabinho from Monaco was a great signing. What a number 6 he was. And we haven't replaced him. Fab. Stephen agrees. Phil agrees with you, Steve. Stay 100%. Stefan Enshaw, what a defender, yeah. And we had the best looking player, I reckon, on the planet. It was that Glenn Hussein. Do you ever remember him? Blimey, he should have been in there. All he was him. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. Oh, mamma mia. Oh, George. I'll have a look at that. I'll have a look at that, mate. I'll have a look at that. It's always something, isn't it? So sad. There's your one. The one good thing that came from that 7-country list is that Iran had 26 years to prepare for such a scenario, and they've proven that they are ready, whilst the empire running out of, well, they've run out, haven't they? Johan, do you know where he is? He's in Vladivostok. Vladivostok. And he's on his way, you're not going to believe this, to China. He's visiting China. He's been to, well, he's in Vladivostok now. He's been to Moscow. He's been to St. Petersburg. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Our Francine, when we got to, to play Real Madrid, and this is genuine, this, I've known all about, Ukraine for many, many years. Not only because of this SMO, not because what's happening today. And I know all about the Azov and all the Bandelites and all the Nazis, them filthy bastards who are in Ukraine now, who are fighting the Russians, by the way. And we're backing them. Nazis, the fucking proper Nazis. Anyway, when we got there and we was supposed to be playing in St. Petersburg, no, it wasn't, in Kiev, when we were playing there against Real. And our Francine said, Dad, will you take me, please? I haven't seen a final, a European final. I said, okay. But I didn't know where it was. And I said, where's it been? Kiev. And I just said, no. Why? And I gave her the political thing. I said, I'm not walking around, albeit like the Ukrainian people were nice and that, but I'm not fucking walking around Kiev where I can see fucking statues of Stepan Bandera and street names after him. He was a horrible fucking man, one horrible man. He killed hundreds of thousands of people, executed them. He was an SS. But that's for tomorrow. And I wouldn't go. And she was so disappointed. And she said, well, would you take me to Paris? I went, no. Yo, Johan, says Phil. Remember signing Santa from Everton? Oh, do you remember them? Fucking hell. Xavier. Xavier. With his blonde hair. Do you remember? The Evertonians went mad, didn't they? And even when we signed Nick Barmby. Excuse me. Sorry, guys, I have to go, says Stenner. Oh, Stenner. Have a good night. And all hope goes well at the Aussie, Frank. Thank you. I know you've gone now. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stenner. And Phil. It's a Phil. Johan's a Phil. With his beers. And Bella. Even in Johan. The worst player ever to play for the club was Elod Stoof. He was he was Stephen. Horrible. And Johan says, Bella, good evening, Bella. Morning here. And Phil said, Johan, Have you seen a YouTuber, Itchy Boots? And Phil says, Johan says, I haven't. Any video suggestions? He'll sort you out. Putting the Minter injury to one side, Frank, do you think it may have been Iriola who wanted him? Just saying. I don't know, Barry. I don't know. As I said, some podcaster were calling him fucking everything. And now that we're interested in him, he's all right putting up stats and everything. Now, fuck off. They're what you call divvies. We call them divvies here in Liverpool. Hypocrites. You're calling them fucking terrible, fit to bang. And because Liverpool have put a bid in, I'd be all right. Fuck off. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Does our transfer information book get chucked once we sacked Eggert? I think I must have done. Eggert. Remember signing? Oh, gee. And never played a single appearance for the club years ago. And yeah, he did. I've seen him at Anfield in one midweek match. Fucking terrible. Sean Dundee. Sure, yeah, he did stay. Seen him. I reckon Iriola has his own idea of players, says Mr. B. And the end says, Danny Murphy, you're right. It was thank you, Em. Thank you. And JJ, that's what I meant. Linked arms, off to see the Wizards. I like that. Over in Italy with the girls. And the Stephen says, Iriola won't work if he's not given the tools to do the job, as he will be hung out to dry with the lack of transfer business. Don't forget, I don't like saying this, but it has to be said, Iriola has won fuck all in his footballing career. Don't forget, he's won nothing. And he got lucky, didn't he, with Bournemouth last season. Some teams do get lucky. And I think he got lucky with the other finishing sixth. I'm going to finish in a few minutes. I have to have a cup of tea. I haven't had a cup of tea. I haven't had a cup of tea. What I mean, like? And take me TV out. And Phil says to Johan, any of her videos, I think, you will love them. She travels through countries on a motor. Go away. I'm trying to think of it. No, I haven't seen it. No. And George, many thanks, Bella. No. I love things like that. Couldn't help but notice behind our training grounds, Amazon are located. You couldn't make it up. And the sign going, when we're going on the pitch, got Shankly had up. This is Anfield. Shall I say it? I'm not going to say it. Touching the fuck it. Oh. And Barry says, if there is any help, Frank, I can put your glasses on. I could do that. No, I do me little toys, you know, me fingies. You want it to an angle grinder. Imagine. Fucking angle grinder. And you answer the film. If videos would come in handy for me, going there on Sunday. Say he's going to fucking China. Get out. He's brushing you. To be honest, I wanted all this shorter, you know. Do you remember Perry Como? I wanted it short like that. And he said, you won't, it won't suit you. I said, I'm going in Aussie. He said, you'll come out. That's when he got a cut. Last Saturday. Who's brushing you there? Mr. V, stop it. I've got a garden and fuck off, Barry. His van, that's him, Cosmic. And Torben Picnic. Fucking hell. Them are, Jesus, they would depress them. Just talking about them. You'll be back, you old fart. None of that chat, says Mr. B. If you're having those thoughts, have a naked night for your Italian, Dutch, African, Australian, American audience, says Mr. B. And lovely marriage. Sorry to hear that, George, you know, about your lad. 2006, fuck me. Jesus, 20 years ago. And Glenn, are you Glenn? Glenn's a lovely fella, honestly. I know he pops in now and again. Julian Dix, Ruddick, Jovanovic, Cole, Keane, Christian Poulsen, forgot about him. Some of the worst signings to play for Liverpool, maybe. Only exception was Morelos. He was all right, Morelos, wasn't he? He was Portuguese, wasn't he, Morelos? Diouf was terrible, yes. Sean O'Neill. Lovely to see you, Frank. Evening goal. Hiya, Sean. I think I seen you on someone's pod. Sure of it. I did. Sean O'Neill. I did. And I was looking, you know. I only read the comments, you know, Sean. That's all I read. And Stephen says, remember Whiskey Nose Ferguson stopping us from signing Gabriel Heinze from Manchester United. It still got messy with the Manx. Yeah. He was good to him. I liked Heinze, by the way. I liked him. Justin Fashanu to Forest for $1 million. I always remember Clough I don't like the man. I don't like mentioning his name because he blames us for Hillsborough. And he bought, who was it, for £1 million? It was the first £1 million player from Birmingham. What was his fucking name? Played for England. But it wasn't bad. Just forget his name. Just to say, guys, they're wee kids worse off than my Adam. And a lot of them didn't know. Says George. Yeah. I know, George. And Phil says, Frank Peter Beardsley is rarely mentioned, but it was great for us. And record signing at him and Johnny Barnsley. What do you think of Barnsley? It's another world, and it is, George. I know it is, mate. And the lovely Bella. Buonanotte, Franco. Grazie for tonight. And my family pray Lord will look after you always, Franco, and protect you through your operation. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bella. And I know that. Thank you, Bella. Good night and God bless everybody. See what she's like. I'm going to finish now, people. And JJ, absolutely Italia. And then he doesn't say much, does he? But he's a nice fella, is he? Good night, all, and good luck with the up, Frank. Thank you. Thank you, appreciate it, mate. And Mr. Fitzgibbon. Good night, Mr. Carlyle. You are a legend. So are you. And Adam. For hanging on in there. I will Google that. I'm telling you now. Lovely Toscana. Buonanotte, Franco and Co. Grazie per tonight. Great chat. Great night. Thank you. Who's gonna put yours on though, Barry? The glasses. Good night, God bless Frank, says Stephen Coughlin. And fellow Reds, another fantastic night on the open forum. So you see you all on the next one. Please, peace, love, and unity. You'll never walk alone. JFT 97. Good man. Good man. And it's tomorrow night, isn't it? The current affairs, and on Sunday, the watch along. Newcastle. Good night, says Phil. Another good show, Frank, and a chance. I don't know whether I've got your phone number or what, but I will get in touch after this. Give me time to make a cup of tea, Phil. Thank you. And JJ says, Morelos was too lightweight. He was really, wasn't he? But as one of them said, JJ, he was better than the bunch of his names, if you know what I mean. And Barry says, JJ, I've got the best woman ever who looks after me. When the window cleaner is around, he cleans. That's him, Barry, Trevor Francis. Josh Garner said Trevor Francis. Couldn't think of his name. And Glenn says that Belieber will be a good signer from Brighton or for United. I wouldn't have minded him as not replacing Fabinho. Will come back to bite us again this season. Thank you, Glenn. And you're taking the words out of my mouth, to be honest. Confessions of a 68. Beat your Toscana. And the end. Trevor Francis, lad. True story. Trevor Francis had a bruise on his knee, but Brian Clough went crazy only for it to be Justin Fashion's cock on. Stop it. I forget who said it, you know. And they said, he hates it. Oh, he's playing for Norwich. I forget what player, but I forget who told me. He said, fuck that, I'm not getting a fucking in the back with him. It's true that. And he wouldn't get a shower or anything. He just got fucking changed and went home. Went to his car and went home. Footballer. That's just unfashionable, you know. Oh, lovely. Good night, Frank and chat. Thank you, Chi. I'm finishing now, people. I really am. I have to. I really do. And Barry says, top night, fella. Frank, see you tomorrow. Thank you, Barry. It was funny tonight as well, wasn't it? All humour at the beginning. Then it went serious. And he has a laugh. That's what we're all about, isn't it? Having a serious conversation and then having a laugh. And, you know, the likes of George Fitzgibbon and his lads, I'll be Googling that. Got to wait for that kid to phone me. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Oh, fucking hell. He's trying to picture up. Johan and, you know, what George was talking about and Adam and Wayne Rooney. Yeah. And JJ. Nice one, Frank. Preserve your strength. Enjoyed that. Thank you, Jay. He was a fart stretcher, says Mr. B. Piss off, you. And on that wonderful note, I'm going to say good night, folks. I never say folks, mate, did I say that? I hate that American terminology, folks. G'day there, Mrs. Jessie, but I love that. And on that note, I'll see some of you tomorrow night. If not all of you can all join and it'll be great. Johan's sending me the link. If you're still with us, George, about your lad and Wayne Rooney. Right, so on that night, note, hopefully I'll see you some tomorrow night, and definitely on Sunday. All you football fans for a watch along, hopefully. Thank you so much. Thank you for my sponsors, Gap Painting Services too. Thanks for Jason for throwing me on, and thank you for joining me, keeping me company. And on that wonderful note, I'll just say good night all. Ciao. Tomorrow, Domani, a domani, as the Italians say. Ciao.